Yo, this is Tone Capone, and you're getting lifted to the sounds of my DJ, DJ Spaceship. Go ahead and beam him up, boy. Let's get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him.
Greetings and salutations from us to all the nations. We're about to get loose, strictly for entertainment. We're reppin' Tampa Bay, 10 toes down. It's waves of the bay. No, we ain't playing round. Saturdays from 10 to 12. Make sure you ride the wave. It's Tone Capone and DJ Spaceship on your airwaves. We're mixing interviews, R&B and hip hop. We're blasting off, and the top is just a pit stop.
All right, man. We is up in here in the studio at WMNF 88.5. What's going on, people? This is Waves of the Bay. And we up here, man. Let me get the music going here. We got the interview about to come up with Roberto Rivera, man. I'm excited, yo. I'm excited because it's episode number 11. We've had some phenomenal interviews. So not to put the pressure on you, Berto, but don't be no drop-off, bro.
What up, though? What up, though? He got the NASA hat on, man, so he ready to go out of this world.
Yeah, I'm
blessed. He knew where he was coming. Spaceships up at
That's right.
Pause.
Right.
Yeah, pause.
See, you see how that?
Here we go.
Already.
Here we go. Berto, what's going on with you, bro?
I'm good, man. Had a long day at Gasparilla. Had a little bit of work to do right before here, but I'm awake.
You talking like your feet hurting or something, man.
My soul hurting right
Your
now.
soul hurting.
It's been a long day.
It's
man.
okay, man.
I told him I'm glad he's awake right now, man. I know how
Yeah.
Gasparilla is, and yeah, shout out to everybody that went to
I missed it
Gasparilla and
this
still
year. I
awake
missed it
right
this
now.
year, man.
It was hot outside.
Man, the weather doesn't matter when you got a little lacquer in your
Oh,
system.
it does
You
make
see
a
what I'm talking
difference.
about?
It does make a
man.
difference. That had everybody out there probably stuck.
But I'm pretty sure it was like crazy for you, Berto, because you carrying equipment, you got the bag, you got the camera. Or did you just like take like a light joint? You can just
Yeah, usually I just grab the camera on the hand
Okay.
and go. Yeah,
okay.
grab and go.
I didn't go this year, man. I was worried about having the whole daddy. I gotta pee. You know, we men, so
that's
we can
right,
just
you gotta-
out somewhere real quick.
You got to take him to the kitty one.
Yeah,
There's no-
that's it.
You don't
Yeah.
even mess with the adult joint.
But
Yeah.
that's you want to hear a quick story? Tea time, snap fingers. Last year, I actually took all three of my kids to it, and I didn't hear that daddy. I have to use the bathroom spill. But I know this year it would not have went down that way. So I said, you know what, man? And I had great parking. My sister lives in that area. She lives in that area, so I was good. But
It was tough in the area to get through.
oh
though.
yeah,
I didn't even want to deal with the
Yeah.
traffic and none of that, man.
I
For
missed a
real.
turn once. It took me 30 more minutes to get back to the same
I
exact
Man,
believe
listen,
that. I believe
the biggest
that.
thing you worried about is somebody towing your car.
Yeah, luckily I didn't have to worry about that this year.
Yeah,
But you a Tampa veteran with it though. Like, is this like
he knew all the back alleys.
Oh, this is my
how many
ninth
Gasparillas? 9?
9.
I might have been to more Gasparillas than you.
Keep in mind, man, you got some years on me, bro.
Nah, I
he
haven't
is
been
old.
here in
Uncle
Tampa
Tom.
like that,
He's
bro. You
seasoned.
from Tampa now?
So, yeah, I'm
You
only
from
been 30
Tampa
for I've only been old enough for a
How you
couple
let a
years.
man that's not from here go to more Gasparillas than you?
Yeah, I've been here 13 and a half.
It's no fun before 21.
Nah, you don't know the right people. That's what it
Clearly.
comes down to.
I'd have been up here acting a
I'm a
fool.
good boy.
Right, because I've been going to Gasparilla since I was 13.
Yeah, I'd have been up here acting a fool straight
Right.
up.
Yes, sir.
Acting like I'm old.
No comment.
Running that game.
That was an alley. That was an alley. You just set yourself up for that one. I'm going to get you with that one later. I'll get you later.
That might be a plausible comment too,
You
but
can
it's
call it
all
all
good,
that.
man.
Grown men don't
Ways
have
of
to
the
say all
Bay.
that.
This is episode 11. We got Roberto Rivera, Animus Visual, up in the building, man. Let's talk about it, man. Tell the people who you are.
Who am I? I am
Super modest.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just a guy that loves what he does. I do video, I do photo, I like to create things. It's really hard to just kind of put that into words. I just really enjoy what I do.
Now, I actually have met and known you for almost my whole time being in Tampa, which is crazy, man. Like, I've known you 10 plus years.
Yeah.
And just the phases that we've both gone through, you know, in that time till like right now is just crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's wild.
it really is. But I remember when you were working corporate jobs and then you were just like, man, I got to just go ahead and do my own thing. And you decided to just jump 10 toes into it, man. Like, tell me how that was, how that felt for you, bro.
Man, you're taking me back to the day.
Let's go.
So, Man, I'm gonna kind of condense it, you know. So basically, I'm in this job, and I know a lot of people can relate to it. You know what I mean? Like, you're in this job, and you kind of like looking around, and you're asking yourself, like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, is this what life is about? Is this all life is? It is. Like, you know, I'm sitting here. You're literally getting paid for hours of your life.
Paying bills and dying.
Oh, it's
paying
crazy.
Taxes and dying.
There was times I'd look, and I'm by the window too, so I get to like
even
I'm
worse.
looking outside.
See, that's the worst right there.
It was bad. I look outside and I'm like, what am I doing here? Legit, I just asking myself.
They call it a window seat. You know what I call it? A widow seat. Because you watching yourself just waste away and die by the hour, man.
It's wild. I mean, when you stop thinking about it like, oh, I make X amount of dollars a week or a month or whatever, you're literally getting paid for hours of your life at your job.
What was the setup for you to say, I got to get out of here, man. I got to put something together. This is the plan. Like, what was that spring for you?
So the whole time I had a job, I was kind of like dabbling, you know, with the camera here and there. I mean, Tone knows, you know what I mean? So I started picking it up and, you know, I started helping people out. So this guy needed some help with this or that or this. So I'm learning on the job. Right. And I'm picking up clients along the way, little by little. Close to when I was ready to make the jump, I told my wife straight up, I was like, hey, babe, just so you know, we about to be broke for a little bit because I'm about to leave. So,
what was her response to that one? Because, you know, they ain't trying to hit that at all.
Oh, man, she's an angel. She knows I helped her get through law school, and now she's in a good position where she can kind of hold me down when I jumped off. So I definitely, when I tell people, yo, do what you got to do, jump off, like, follow your dreams type of thing.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't have necessarily taken off as fast without her backing me.
You gotta have that support because you got that financial tug of war. Like you have in today's age, women will be like, oh, I don't need this, you know, it's too much, and they'll bounce. And men do it too. Yeah. So ladies, if you're listening, I'm not just downing on all y'all. I don't want you to think I'm doing the Calvin and peeing on y'all.
Sound like a Tyler Perry movie over here.
But it happens because like I myself, I DJ, I've done the, you know, try to take that leap of faith, and it happened, and then surfboard went one side and I fell off and got back on to the corporate world. And, you know, with having that strong backing of the extra person in a relationship, you know, it's like you said, it's going to be some rough times, and, you know, just treading that water together. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And I mean, more than financially, it's like, you know, support emotionally and support in your ideas and your thoughts. You know what I mean? Because I could have just said that and it's like, okay, whatever, I got money, so cool. But it's not about the money. It's about like supporting what you want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's different. She could have been like, cool, yeah, do whatever your little thing is.
Right.
But instead it was like, okay, like I know this is what you want to do, so like how could I help you get successful?
And whenever they say that little thing, it's like a little sting. You see what I'm saying? Because
they know what they're doing.
Right. The word fail means first attempt in learning. First attempt in lessons. A lot of people don't think of it that way. Like they think Michael Jordan just jumped out the pot and he was Michael Jordan. No. Yeah. He was not Michael Jordan at North Carolina like he was in the NBA eventually. It took Scotty and, you know, Phil and the rest of the crew to come together, and he, you know, so a lot of people they see the success, but they don't see the bruises, the pains, and the aches.
Oh, it's a lot of work.
You know, the crying. It's nights that you don't even speak about, you know, before the success.
No, man. I mean, my dad always told me, like, you gotta define success. Like, every time I'd be like, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want to get here, he'd be like, can you tell me what success is to you? Right. Because, I mean, you got to define that before you know where you're going.
Right.
Or you're going to be comparing yourself to something that's not even
not even success. I mean, you know, my definition, your definition could be completely different.
Right.
And that has morphed over the years. You know what I mean? As you do more, as you accomplish more, as you know, different things happen in your life, your definition of success can change.
Right.
And so, you know what I mean? Like, who's to say or tell me that I'm not, you know what I mean? Or people might think I am, but in my view,
you're still evolving.
I got so much to go.
He ain't even got started yet.
That's like me. Even me as a DJ, like, shout out to Melvin, you know, Knock One, and Doc. I first started DJing. Melvin Duncan, he does all kinds of stuff. Many talents. Talents that y'all don't know about. I know a lot. Like, we get personal with it. But one of my first success was... Ding! Yeah, see, maturity is not in the building. My first success was learning to hook up my own DJ equipment. Straight up. Like, I didn't know the definition. I didn't know what a quarter inch was, XLR, and this, that, and the third. Like, he legit was on a date. He's probably going to get mad at this. But he was on a date in Jacksonville, and I was here in Tampa, and I had a gig to do. And I showed up 2 hours earlier to set up my equipment in case I blew something, you know, to try to test stuff out. I had no clue. So once I learned to, you know, plug up my own equipment, that to me was my first success as a DJ. So I completely understand you. You know, people look at it like, oh, okay, well, you know, Berto's doing this, Berto's going here. Yeah. Success. But that to you, that might just be a checkpoint.
Oh, that's a stepping stone.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone.
It's always a stepping stone.
Yeah.
I'm glad to say that, like, you know, I've been blessed to be seeing evolution every year. You know what I mean? Going just that little bit further. I always say, like, if you're not really moving at all times, like forward with some kind of momentum, then you're stuck. You know what I mean? You ain't really going nowhere. There's no
falling behind.
Yeah, there's no standing still. Like, I think in many industries, if not all, like, things are constantly evolving. Things are changing. Trends are taking on, and you gotta stay, like, with it. Right. You gotta stay with it. You gotta stay at top of your craft. You know what I mean? And if you still, you know, you want to rap and you still rapping like it's 1996,
you gotta evolve.
That's cool.
You gotta keep up.
Some people are gonna like it, but, like, as a whole, like, things have moved along. So
that goes back with expectations.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with, I mean, anything, you know what I mean? Like, you stay on old equipment, you don't update to the new stuff, you don't want to play new music. Yeah. It's not going to look good.
I just had to get some new equipment. That's why I had to, you
know, and it costs money, but that's the
an investment,
man. It is. If you really believe in you and your stuff, and what you're doing, then you're going to go 150%. And that's what I did. I went head first, but I went all the way head first.
And I can appreciate that about you. And that's the reason why I wanted to make sure people heard that about you, because I know, like, I remember talking to you about it, and you was nervous about it, but it was just like, man, it had to be done, so it's like, let's go.
Listen, I was terrified.
I remember.
Terrified. Just for the public. Terrified.
He told me, I was like, for real?
You got comfortable living the hour, being a window widow. You see what I'm saying? I myself still struggle with that from time to time, being a window widow, getting comfortable, you know, with the hourly. Okay, I know for sure, but when you really think about it, that's no guarantee.
No.
Just as much as being out on your own is a guarantee, that's not a guarantee.
They gonna let you go tomorrow
and put some reps.
They don't give a damn about you. We all know that.
Beyonce said the best. I can have another one of you in a minute. Yep. And they don't need that.
And that's the reason I'm a fan of just pursuing your passions and pursuing your dreams, man. This is Waves of the Bay. We're chopping up with Roberto Rivera right now, Animus Visual, entrepreneur. Let's add that to the resume, man. That's a good title right there, man.
Bucket list buster.
This cat right here, man. Like, when I met him, he used to go by Rico, and this dude used to be in the clubs. Wow.
Shout out my man's right here, who's part of those eras.
I remember them days, man. Yeah. He actually did my first mixtape album cover.
Oh man,
it still looks better than a lot of people's stuff right now. Yo.
You actually shot a video of Tones that I was actually one of the first videos that I was in.
That's right.
He's done a few.
Yeah,
he's done a few, man. Like, who is I don't want to say like a favorite artist, but let me get like 3 artists from you that you've worked with that you just like they're that people. I have an idea now.
They're that people.
They're that people.
They're that people. Ooh, this is bad. I don't want to offend nobody, but
you gotta say it with your chest, man.
Yeah, I got two people off the top of my head right now that are those people. First off, big shout out to my man Gats, working hard out here.
We're gonna be talking to Gats February 15th.
Yes, sir. That man is a hard worker. He's
amazing.
A hard worker, and I love working with him because he just doesn't stop. He don't stop, and he's always working on something. He's always keeping up with me. He's always making sure I'm taken care of, and I really appreciate that. And of course, you know, I'm just trying to help everybody else succeed, because hopefully, you know what I mean, one of them will repay the favor one day if ever I need it. So Gats for sure. And another big shout out to my man More Marquet X. I just finished a video with him, which is my next big video, probably the biggest video I've ever shot to date. So
you've had some big videos.
I've had some big ones. Oh, how could I forget? And of course, DeBron Kane, who was here not long ago on an interview. That's my family right there, for sure. And same thing, that man's always making sure I'm taken care of, and he's got some really good ideas when it comes to shooting videos. So I like getting together with him on just collaborating.
Now, does the artist come to you with the idea, or do you have something worked up already? Because some of the videos that you shot, man, like, I wish that we can just run through them right now, but you've had some dope videos, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I generally like to hear an artist's idea, if they have one or where they're going with it. If they leave it up to me, it's got to be a song that hits me.
Okay.
It's pretty cool though, because I have 2 artists in my inbox right now on Instagram that have messaged me with like a list of songs and said, pick something that like talks to you. And I'm like, perfect.
All right.
Perfect. Because I'll go through and I'm like, if I'm not a fan, okay, then it could be okay. But I want something that I really enjoy, because then I'll enjoy the process throughout.
What is it that you enjoy? Like, I mean, not to try to like give away the secrets, because then people start trying to make something for you.
This is trade secrets you're getting into right
like
now.
What
Chop game is what we call in the Midwest.
Listen,
we're doing that locker room talk.
yes.
Right?
I'm not going
What is it that catches your attention when it comes to artists that, like, what about their work is it that catches your attention?
That's a really, really good question. So with artists, I have a pretty broad spectrum of things that I like.
Okay.
I like to think I think pretty out there, and I guess some unorthodox ideas. Now I'm like a sponge. I watch everything. I watch literally any music video comes across YouTube of any genre. I'm watching it. I'm keeping up with the trends I'm seeing. You know what I mean? What's going on in Hollywood? Like, that's my bar.
Right.
When people are like, oh, you know, how about this guy hits this guy? Like, I'm not worried about nobody on a local level, because like I'm thinking way, way bigger. Like if let's say I'm shooting for what, like, as cliche as it is, if I'm shooting for the top and I fail, well, I'm still like
still amongst the top.
You're still above y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm still way above. You know, so you can't set your bar too low,
right?
Where it's like, oh, cool. If I do if I don't do a great job, I'll get okay. I'll get by.
Right.
So I was never, that was never my way of doing things. So, anyways, long story short, when I get songs and stuff like that, I'll kind of go through if I like it, and I'll listen to it, and I'll like picture things in my head. Right. And that's kind of when I knew that like this is something I wanted to do. I'd hear music, or I'd like hear a tune or something like that.
And it gives you the visuals.
And literally, like, I'm just talking to my friend. I turned to him, was like, yo, tell me you couldn't see like this going on. And
your imagination just starts running.
That's crazy.
And it's funny that you say that, because like even me as a DJ, like I like to build a relationship with the artists and stuff like that. Like, we ain't got to go out and have tea and crumpets. We ain't got to have chicken and chiblets. But I like to build that relationship with the artist, because I want to be able to tell you the truth about what I'm seeing, but at the same time remind you at the end of the day, everybody is not listening or have the ear and eye that I'm listening with. So don't let that be the world. Don't change it completely for me.
Yeah.
But this is just my feedback, my criticism. And there's been a few artists, which, I don't say names. There's been a few artists that I give them my feedback and they don't like it. And it's not me trying to crush you. I'm not going to get on the microphone and say that. And I'm very personal. I'm very private and personal with, criticism and stuff like that. It's not, I won't even say, it's just my feedback, my take.
I think, I'll speak for a lot of people that know me, know that I don't sugarcoat things. And I'm not faking it. You know what I mean? Like, if you ask me my honest opinion about something, then I'm gonna give it to you. Like, so if I don't like it, now mind you, obviously, am I the authority on, what's good or not? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but still,
that's what I'll tell you. Like, you asking for my opinion, and my opinion, this is what I like, and this is what I think, is in general popular. And I'll give you that feedback. What you do with that is like up to you. I'm not gonna be mad whether you use it or not. But generally, I like to work with people whose music I enjoy, because it makes the process just that much easier. Like, things just flow. A lot of times I'm just trusted to just create. So then it's like, as time goes by, the budgets have increased, not just for myself, but just what we can reach. How many things we can do, and just how much bigger we can make things. So it's just been a great experience, man. And everything, like I said, every year has just been improvement. I'm always saying, this is my next top video, because it really is. Like, every time that I do something new, I'm trying to push that envelope, and whoever I'm working with is like seeing the last thing I just did, and it's like, man, how can we get there? Well, you know what I mean? if you're willing to put in the work, the effort, the money, like, we can go even bigger, because like that's what I want to do.
You definitely leveling up, man. Like on the hip hop side of things, as an artist, I feel like you have to step outside of town in order to get respect in your own town.
That's any craft.
It seems like it, but when I bring that back to Roberto, man, this dude's been traveling, man. Like, this dude's been outside of the state, outside of the country, just traveling around, man. So explain to me, like, why are you traveling so much, for one, and then what's your favorite place to travel to for a second?
Oh man, so why I'm traveling? Well, because I couldn't travel before. It's pretty much it. You know, when you got a 9-to-5, you gotta ask the boss for permission to take any time off. And then it's like only when they say, and even when you get it, it's like, oh, but you can't take all 7 days, you know what I mean? So it's like, now that I got the freedom to be able to kind of craft my own schedule and be able to move as I need to, and the finances, luckily, to also be able to make those moves, is like, man, why wait? We're not here forever, you know what I mean? I could be good now, and tomorrow I might have a car accident, I'm paralyzed or something, and now you ain't going nowhere. Right. So it's just like, you know, if there's always an excuse to why not do something. Right. And if you keep doing that, man, I mean, you could really just go your whole life doing nothing.
Now, you did work with somebody that I'm curious to ask questions about the experience. All right. Shout out to the Nappy Boys. You see where I'm going with that? Shout out to Young Cash. Shout out to the president of Nappy Boys.
Oh, my God.
Shout out to Mr. Robert T-Pain, man.
Oh, man.
You worked with T-Pain, man. What was it like working with Teddy Pender down? Like,
listen, man. First off,
because I'm a Florida boy. You're a Florida boy.
Same, for sure.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, he's one of the few mainstream artists that represents Florida, like, through and through.
For sure.
From the top to the bottom. What was it like meeting and working with T-Pain?
So here's the thing, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure where you got this info. We were just talking about how, like, socials make things appear a certain way, you know what I mean? Okay. I have been invited to shoot at different artist events, different concerts, et cetera, and I've met a lot of artists, luckily, through these events, and I've been able to, you know, photo and video during these events. So I've gotten a lot of cool material. What did happen is that T-Pain reposted one of my pictures on Instagram.
I saw that.
This was some time ago. I have, outside of that specific show where, like, I just said a very few brief things to him, I haven't actually officially worked with him.
So that photo that he reposted, yeah, because I saw you post it first, yes, and then he reposted it on Instagram.
Correct, yeah.
So that was like one of the events when a bunch of artists.
Wasn't that like Wild Splash or something?
It was
Beats by the Bay.
Beats by the Bay.
There's one of them too.
It was Beats by the Bay.
So it was just in passing, sort of, kind of.
Yeah. It was. I was just photographing there. Shout out to Malachi, my man over here at High Lab Films. He actually hired me on that one to do media with him. So I
love how y'all all work together so close knit, man. Like, straight up, dog.
You got to keep a team, you know.
Robert Richards and all them. Like, I remember them. Like, all y'all just linking up just to help each other, dog.
Yeah, it's a big network, and it goes way deeper than I think. Like, most people realize. I actually like freelance for 2 or 3 different companies out here, and likewise, like, when I need help and I need to bring somebody in, or I need a second shooter, like, I have a pretty large network of people I can call upon, because, like, you know, we all do the same thing. So there's enough work for everybody. Like, a lot of people come up through it and it's like, oh, you're giving them away your secrets, la la la. I was like, man, you're just not gonna be me. I could teach you everything I know. Right. I could teach you the stuff, but you don't have the essence. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have my own experiences in life. I have my own experiences doing what I'm doing, and you know, somebody that's like come from maybe, for example, just only shooting films is not necessarily going to be the best at doing music videos, and vice versa. You know, there's people that are talented in multiple things, but, like, you got your specialty and you got your thing that you're used to shooting. So when you have something else that comes to have that style kind of ingrained in that. Right. So, you know, everybody has their own way of doing things. There's not necessarily a right or wrong. I always tell people there's more than one way to skin a cat. But yeah, I had that, and I was going to say we had recently from a Rolling Loud event, Dave East reposted my photo there too.
I've seen that one too.
So I'm just, I
actually, kind of same situation as
same
like
situation.
Okay.
I had a joke though. I said to myself, it's not really a joke. It's actually dead serious. But I was like, because I have another Rolling Loud. I think it was announced. Yeah, Gats is on the card again for the Miami Rolling Loud on
Make
May.
some noise for Gats on the card.
Yes, sir.
Shh, not too loud.
We'll talk to him about that in a couple weeks.
You'll have to. So, anyways, I'm going back to Miami, and I'm taking all my stuff. And I said, if this repost happens one more time, I know it sounds silly, but yeah, I was like, I like to listen to the universe. I'm a big believer in like the universe. You know what I mean? Like I've spoken stuff out, and I've just said, it'll be great if X thing happens. You know what I mean? The other day I said to myself, I want to kind of branch out and not only do hip hop. I would love to do like a country or a rock video or something like that. Like I want to diversify. I want to try new things. My mind has so many ideas that I don't want to just like niche it.
You don't want to be stuck in one lane, because when you look at anybody that's considered great, they're not one dimensional. So you look at Michael Jackson. He, pop, R&B, just like his music was a mixture. Bruno Mars, Outkast. Just look at anybody that's considered a legend in anything in life. They're not one dimensional. They're, multi-lanes.
The versatile.
Yeah, you got to have that diversity, because
you got to flex on people at the same time.
You got to be able to talk to the different crowds and communities and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. But yeah, if that happens a third time,
I just said if it happens, if lightning strikes 3 times
in the same place,
that's a big sign for me.
Yeah,
maybe.
You know what I mean? I've always it's so hard because a lot of people ask me like, "What's your end goal?" You know what I mean? What do you want to do? And I'm just like, it's changed so many times. I'm gravitating towards, I want to work with celebrities. So that's always kind of been like the back of my mind. And then like now, I'm not going to name any names, but I'm hanging out with certain people who are celebrities in their own circles. And I just randomly thought about it. Like it came to me and I was like, I always said I wanted to. Maybe this isn't the level that I was like looking at. But if you know about 6 degrees of separation, I'm like 2 degrees out.
You just took one of my questions I actually wrote in my brain for you. So now that you said that about the end goal, so now that you reached that level of you're within 2 degrees of that, what's next? Like now that you're here, what are you gonna do with it?
You got a whole new decade, a whole new year.
Man. I
understand that.
What are you about to do
Drake in 07?
This is the thing. Forget the whole decade. We're talking about right now. It's January 2020. What are you going to do with it at this point?
That's a really good question. So for myself, what I said in my personal New Year resolution that I will not publish because I don't want nobody. I'm gonna hold myself accountable.
Gotcha.
I am in the process of rebranding, so the goal now is I'm gonna get like all new merch, all new business cards, redo the website, like really brand myself as an entity rather than a guy with a camera, right? And really make it like, hey, I got some big businesses under my belt right now, and some really good like high quality stuff to put out to attract more of that. So I think my goal is to kind of solidify that a little bit more this year. So
you're going to put the dollar back into yourself,
yes,
to make the the output bigger.
Oh yeah. As I make more money, I realize that it literally takes money to make money.
Oh yeah,
and so then the more money I make, the more I realize that I have no money. Because I'm like, as soon as I get it,
just spent
I have to go to something else in order to, like, you know what I mean?
Get more money.
So it's investments are paying off.
That's that flip.
But it's an investment, and it's a continuous one.
The first 3 years you're in business for yourself, you're not going to see any money. And then the next 2 years after that, you're learning what's an asset and what's a liability. And in those 2 year span, if you haven't learned, if you're still trying to take out the first 3 years, then you're a liability to being an asset to yourself, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I talked over some people's heads out there, but you understand.
I'm following.
You see what I'm saying? Like, even myself, like when I first started DJing, not to make it about me, I wanted to buy the certain types of equipment because that was the cool thing to do. And that's what I saw. Like, even with you with cameras, you probably seen people that's up here and you was like, I need to buy that camera, but your skill set was not at that level. You hadn't even crossed this camera. You see what I'm saying? So
that's we talk about this often in the industry. I'm glad you brought that up. But it's true. I think having the best stuff is nice. It certainly makes your job easier. However, there's something to be said about really grinding it out.
Right.
Like coming out on your way with what people might consider to be like subpar stuff, or maybe not standard equipment. because you got to get creative sometimes, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes like, oh, I need to get this shot, but like, I don't have the right stuff to make it work. So like, how else can I possibly make this work? And now you start thinking outside the box, and it really pushes you to like get creative, and sometimes like on a whim.
Right.
And that helps so much during so many times. Like, you know, we had a shoot the other day, and like, I forgot this one thing, and like, one of the people were freaking out. Mm-hmm. Like, he's just like, what?
Sound familiar, Tom?
And I'm like,
All the time.
in my head, I was like, oh, trust me, it's no big deal. Like, when I'm freaking out, that's when there's a problem. Because like, by then I've already know how to like manage just about any issues.
Well, it's like on the basketball court when you have that cat that comes out in all the gear.
Right.
Looking like they can hoop.
Jordan.
And they ain't really doing nothing.
Man.
They ain't doing nothing. They getting hooped up by the cat with the holy shoes.
I recently experienced. I'm going to admit this live on air. Like, I had a situation where it happened to me. Me and Tone went and did a gig, and I forgot.
This happens often, actually, man.
Nah.
This happens often.
Putting my man on blast.
I gotta calm. I gotta calm him sometimes.
The calm part, yes. Calm part, yes. But as far as what happened, that's a lie. What happened is I forgot the heart of the operation. I left my hard drive, so I didn't have no music, and all my music is on my hard drive. But like Livewire said, DJ Livewire said, we don't make excuses, we make adjustments. And as crazy as it is, at the end of the gig, I explained to them what we did, and they all was like, what? How?
And what was that?
Well, we'll get to you after these messages.
This is WMNF 88.5 Tampa. This is Waves of the Bay. We're talking to Roberto Rivera right now, Venomous Visual, man. This is episode number 11. Just really starting to talk, man. He doesn't really do interviews that often, so we're honored to have him here. And then just have him share his point of view about a lot of stuff, man. Like, this dude is phenomenal, man. Like, and it's just crazy because I got to see the whole come up, bro. Like, that's what I love about it, man. Because I've seen somebody who just bet on himself win, and people need to hear that story, bro. That's what I'm telling you, man. Like, you got a story that needs to be told, and you've been through major stuff at the same time, man. But you just keep on pushing, bro.
Man, listen. Nobody's gonna do this for you. You know what I mean? Like, you are in total, utter control of your own life. So I just feel like if you're content with where you're at, like, if that's what you want to do, like, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, doing more is not for everybody. Some people are just okay doing just a bare minimum and getting by, getting home, watching their Netflix and going to bed. Right. And like, you know, making you 16, 17 an hour, and that's fine. But for some people, it just isn't. You know what I mean? Right. And you got to look for, especially if you're looking for a partner, you got to look for somebody that's on the same wavelength. Right. Somebody's going to push you to not give up on that, because sometimes it's hard. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's long hours. Sometimes it's stuff you don't want to do. It makes you uncomfortable. Right. You know, I was doing some family shoots, and I not my favorite thing to do, but like, it was just like, yo, just get it done.
That's what you had to do to push through.
You got to. And then you make excuses like, oh, well, this is why I'm not very good at this and that and the third. It's like, well, you're not very good because you always want to skip it. Mm-hmm. You never want to do them. You never want to go. You never want to, you know, so you have no practice. You don't, sharpen that tool. Right. And it's going to get dull. So then it's like, it's this double-edged sword all the time. Like, it's a duality to it all the time, where it's like, oh, I'm kind of uncomfortable doing this, but you know what? Like, I'm going to just take that opportunity and see what becomes of it. I had a speaking, because we didn't touch on the traveling stuff too much, but I'll just tell you one story, bro. I did in Japan. I had a friend.
Just one time when I was in Japan,
we were eating hot teas and crumpets. Wait a minute, that's England.
Really likes his crumpets, man.
That's England. What I'm talking about? Tell I ain't been out of Florida.
I had a friend of mine drop me off in this really busy part of town, and I was supposed to meet some people there. And when I get there, they weren't there. Now, not everybody knows I don't be putting a lot of my stuff out there. So it's like deeply personal, and people that know me know that I have, oddly enough, I have some social anxiety sometimes. And like, I started freaking out, like, to a degree. I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm in this cold country. I know nothing of what anybody's saying. I know nobody here.
Just say Osaka. Konnichiwa. Wait, is that Chinese or Japanese?
No, that is Japanese.
Oh, okay, there you go.
But I immediately called my dude, and I was like, hey, man, like, do me a favor and come get me. Because, like, I don't know what I'm doing out here, and it's honestly starting to get a little stressful because I'm like, I had like bad signal. I mean, I was just disconnected, and I was like freaking out because I'm like, dude, there's crowds of people everywhere. And then like 5 minutes went by, and I was like, I'm super uncomfortable, but I was like, you know what? I called him back up and I was like, you know what, bro? Just leave me to my own devices, man. Let me figure this out. I was like, I'm in a place where I'm so uncomfortable. I know there's growth. And I got told what the next spot was, and I walked 30 minutes to the wrong place just to find out it's 40 minutes in the opposite direction. So I had to walk 40 more minutes. And all of that, man, in one night just to like meet up with some people that I like talked to on Instagram. And it was a great night. I ended up eating ramen with a group of like Japanese people at like 7 a.m.
You know, you could have ate those at home in the projects, right?
Different taste.
Same thing, dog. It's better taste in the projects, dog.
The point is growth, you know. The point is being uncomfortable, getting uncomfortable. A lot of people aren't willing to do that.
Right.
I had another time. My brother was into bodybuilding early on, and if anybody knows anything about it, Ronnie Coleman, big dude. I seen an interview, and it was such a simple thing. He's like, everybody want to get big, but nobody want to push the weight.
Yep.
And it's just like, yo, it's true. You know what I mean? Like, you go to the gym and you just want to pick up the bare minimum. And it's like, oh, I'm working out with my 20s that you've been lifting for the last 3 years.
You got to put them 45s
like, when are you going to lift that weight?
Come on in that
really
gym, Tom.
And it's uncomfortable.
Man, I ain't trying to hear this right now, bro.
Come on in that gym, Tom.
Don't get me all set up with
this
y'all.
This is your LA Fitness plug.
No LA Fitness. No.
So, yeah, I mean, it's things like that. You know, talking travel, I'm traveling, because, well, like I said, I can. B, I get to write a lot of those things off. So, you know, well, now that you're
entrepreneur,
yes,
you know, taxes are heavy, and I use that as you know, as a growth. I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm taking shots of this, that, and the third, and I write my trips off. So that's B. And C, you know, while you're still young, while you can still enjoy things, like, just like really live your life to the actual fullest. Not just say that, yeah, today was a good day or whatever.
It's a big world, man. So it's like a lot of people get captured in this shirt costs this much, this car looks like that, but it's not even about the price, it's the experience. You see what I'm saying? I seen a Ferrari. The first time I seen a Ferrari, and I said to the guy, like, oh man, dag, it's a Ferrari. How much does it cost? He was like, don't worry about the price. It's the experience that you saw this. You see what I'm saying? So when I was able to rent a Ferrari myself, you know, my partner was like, hey man, we in a Ferrari. This is a $100,000 car. I'm like, man, don't worry about the price. In my experience.
Just don't scratch this money.
Right, don't scratch it because the insurance don't cover a bunch of this stuff. And then, you know, we rode off and stuff, man. So a lot of people get captured in the small thing, the big things, and don't worry about the small things. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'd say keep it focused. It's true. It's definitely about the experiences. You know, and I think, you know, it changes. Because, you know, when I was younger, I wanted the cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, I wanted the Gucci belt to stunt. But like as you get older, you realize, man, there's just so many things that are more important,
more valuable.
Yeah, and I can't say this for everyone. You know what I mean? Not everybody realizes this, but like a lot of people realize that, like, hey, you know, there's more to live for than just, you know, having some cool shoes. You know what I mean? So like you start employing your money in wiser ways.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you got kids, well, you start doing stuff like taking to Disney and spending a stupid amount of money that you shouldn't have. But it's you know what I mean? It's an experience.
It's an experience.
And you're now doing that for someone else.
Because kids ain't gonna remember those $200 sneakers you left, but they'll remember that daddy went.
They sure will. Disney. And all the pictures you took with them there, all the pictures with their little princesses, like, dude, that makes my day.
Man. Daddy had the Mickey ears on with the ice cream.
Yeah.
One experience I saw that I want to know more about was at Ghost Town.
Okay, so yeah, I actually have a video on YouTube about that Ghost Town, just a little short little thing I put together. That place was amazing. It was in California. It's called Bodie. It's actually a park, like state managed, and I think it's like $8 to get in a person.
Is it actually haunted?
So I mean, obviously they have these legends.
That's
of
his way of
stuff like
see
that.
What had happened.
But yeah, there was one building.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a building, and I was there with my aunt's husband's daughters, and I was basically like a chaperone, but they just wanted to go to this thing with me. But we get there. There's a jail, and like I put my hand in it, and this is like where it's like 96 degrees out in the desert of California. I put my hand inside, and it literally feels like there's an AC unit blowing in there. But we're in the middle of the boonies in the desert, and I was like, that was weird, and I walked off. But then they're like walking near me, and they do the same thing. And so then I see them talking amongst themselves, and I was like, what's going on with y'all? It's like, did you feel in there? And I was like, what happened? She's like, it is like freezing cold. Like, she's like, I got goosebumps. And I'm like, nah, I didn't.
Y'all better leave them spirits alone.
So that was my only experience where I was like, okay, that was just a little odd. I mean, I don't know if there's enough shade in there to have that much of a temperature difference,
Right.
but I don't know if it could be scientifically explained. I'm sure it could.
Man, y'all
it was a
better
little
You
leave
never know with
spirits
stuff,
alone,
man. They might have created that whole situation. You never know.
Man, listen, y'all better
For
leave
real.
them spirits alone. The only spirits I mess with is Captain. What's the other one? Give me some other Fireball.
spirits.
Seagrams. Yeah, them. I like distilled spirits.
Distilled
Y'all messing with. Hey, don't let the devil use you. He gonna use you.
You know what I found
Everybody
crazy?
say, don't let him use you. See, Berto, don't let him use you.
Nah, the Holy Spirit. That's the last spirit you forgot about.
Right, well, I was getting to that one. I was
He
going to
ain't
say that
sipping
one
on
after.
that.
Yeah, we ain't
I
sipping
can't
on-
drink that.
Yeah, you see, I'm talking about other spirits.
There was what I found odd. It took like 20 minutes on this dirt road to get into it. The rangers actually sleep in that park. There's 2 rangers that like they sleep in one of the houses.
So they're the ones that control that cold temperature inside that cell you stuck your hand in when it was 96
I mean,
degrees outside it.
They're the only houses that have electric in the whole thing, and of course
so
the
they're
little
tripping.
museum. Yeah, there's no electric. This is like run down shacks,
Generators
basically.
or something.
No, they have like the
got
whole
real deal?
That
Okay.
literally just like 2 cables running all the way from like main town into these 2 houses.
Oh, no.
And they just live there, and I'm like, bro, you really gotta hate people to be living way out here every day.
Did you see any others out there? Me out there? No?
Did
No.
I?
Took too long to think about it. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah,
It's not going to happen.
No.
You see no barbecue grills? No
Oh,
smoke?
there was none of that.
Dice
You
games?
said ghost town.
Anybody catwalking by? Oh, we ain't doing no.
None of that. None of that.
Catwalk competitions, we ain't out there, man. No rivers and lakes. Can't get
None
no
of that.
catfish or mulletfish out there either. Oh no, we weren't out there.
This is Waves of the Bay. We're talking it up with Roberto Rivera right here, the Animus visual, man. This is what we doing. Episode 11, bro. Like, I want to know what's your favorite video that you've been a part of so far.
Oh, what is my favorite video? Man, I can't even.
You've had some amazing videos, bro.
That's the problem.
I like the one where you did the drawing stuff on Josh Cruz's.
Yeah, Josh's. I would say that was probably the springboard video that I did. I think that's when people finally realized, like, okay, this man has some talent, and that came like entirely as an accident, because like somebody was supposed to do that video for him, and they dropped the ball, or the computer supposedly had an issue, so he kind of came to me scrambling and was like, hey, can you do this? And I was like, I could try. And then it turned out to be like
Right.
a real big deal. Probably like one of the most viewed videos we've ever shot. So that was nice. I liked the Dominicana video we shot with DeBron. That was a really good video.
That was straight.
Yeah, a lot of people have.
I like that one.
Yo, what's crazy about that? We shot that almost a year ago to the day.
Right.
So I look back at the still shots of it and I see my hair like in the in-between stages a little
Right.
bit. And now I see it just all rambunctious with it, man. But yes.
Back then
That's what I look
it
like.
was mostly black. It was more pepper than salt. Am I right or am I wrong?
I got a little bit more seasoning now, you dig?
Oh, okay.
More seasoning.
But I still don't got no hair, man. Just don't run back the video that we did and see that I had hair. Like, what happened to the ship?
Dominicana.
What happened to the ship?
Right.
I legit don't remember when you had hair, bro. It's been that long. I got to go back to that video. I can't even believe you had hair there.
I actually did, man.
You gotta go
It was
back on the footage for that.
Yeah, it was all one color. But now it's just disappeared.
It's still one color.
Yeah, it's like a cul-de-sac. That makes sure I shave today, so when I throw shade, you know what I'm saying, they don't
come back.
Yeah, I got a leg to stand up on.
What
Dominicana.
favorite video? All right. So if I have to say favorite video, there's a video that I just did for Josh. Actually, his latest video for a song, which for some reason I'm drawing a blank. I wish you would. So that was actually real close, real near and dear to me with that video. He actually like made the song after I told him about a story I had, which I'm full of, and it really hit home. So I actually shot that video like entirely. It was completely my idea. It was just like, this is what we're gonna do. This is what way you're gonna shoot it. Like, I already had all the stuff planned out how we're gonna do it. So it's close to me. I think that's my favorite, just because it's like 100% me. Josh literally said, whatever you need from me, like, let's make it happen. And most times it's like that, but this one was like very particular. The song itself was like pretty much built for me.
It's like your song.
Yeah, it is my song. It's my song. So I'd say that's probably my favorite video, but only because of that.
That's what it is, man. I want you to drop your social media information on everybody, though.
It's pretty easy. It's just Animus Visual, at Animus Visual, ANIM as in Mary, US Visual, all together.
If somebody wants to work with you, what's the best way for them to approach you?
That's a good question. Right now, I think I'm like really up on my Instagram messages.
Give me the cash.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I had one of the guys I work with, he actually contacted me 3 different times and finally just sent me his song, and then I was like, okay, let me see what this man's talking about. Listen to the song, and I was like, loved it. And now he's like a really good friend and one of my like best clients. So, you know what I mean? I've learned some things along the way. But yeah, if you're serious about getting something like done properly and, you know, some crazy ideas, like, I love discussing crazy ideas. And then I like to scale back as needed based on budget, or scale up if it allows. You know, I'm always trying to like do better than my last thing. I'm always trying to like set the bar for myself higher and higher and higher. So if you're somebody who's trying to do that, then yeah, shoot me a line.
Now, I'm not going to let you get out of here without us mentioning and saying congratulations. Congratulations, bro. Y'all dropping pictures on me, man. I got to put your news out there just a little bit, but baby number 2.
Oh, news is out. The cat is out of the bag.
Bro.
Thank you.
Y'all can clap that one up, man. Y'all can clap that one up.
It still works. Ain't nothing wrong with my love tackle.
Yeah, we seen it come across the timeline. We was like, all right, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
so, shout out
saying
Steph
that she was gonna do it, and then she just posted it. So yeah, she wanted to wait. You know how it goes sometimes. You just don't know. So she just wanted to wait till she was pregnant for a while before she announced it. But yeah, baby number 2. No, I don't know what it is yet.
Well, we know for a boy. Yeah, you going for a boy other than a healthy child.
Yes. Yeah, of course. I would love nothing more than, you know, another little me to...
Little Rico.
So will he be the 3rd? Because I know your pops is senior, right?
Listen here. I have 6 brothers. 5 of them have the exact same names. Our only difference...
What does that sound like?
Yeah, the only difference is the middle names.
That sounds like, well, I'm a junior. Here's the crazy part about my situation. Like, I'm a junior born March 2nd, and my brother's the 3rd born March 3rd.
Wow.
But, like, he's a 90s baby, my 80s baby.
Both Gregory Bowers.
Whoa.
The same first, middle, and last name.
You're a clone. He's a clone.
I look better than him. You don't look this. God don't made this one time, baby. One shot, one kill. You see this? Give him a picture right here.
He was pressed out. Yeah, man. I got 5 brothers, all named the same. Only our middle names different.
Dang.
Yeah, and my 6th brother, which is from my mother's previous marriage, is Norberto.
They just name him the same thing. Just take an I and put that in
squad.
Yeah, boy. Okay, all right.
Yeah, but it's been good. I do want to give. I'm not even gonna get out without like giving a big shout out to my parents, because they're like massively free spirits. Like, there was a time I had a job 9 to 5, and this is kind of when I started like really taking off, just mentally. I had a 9 to 5, and I was there like 2 years, and then I was chasing after this girl, and she moved to Tennessee, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I kind of feel like going, like I want to make this work,
You want to go
She
get
was
her
going to
moonshine.
school. So I tell my parents, I'm expecting them to be like, what, are you crazy? Blah, 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 blah. You got a good job, this, that, and the third. And both of them were like, yo, like, yeah, if that's what you want to do, like, live your life. Just know that you got home base here if things don't work out. And like, it was that type of encouragement. My whole life was like that. You know what I mean? Like, they just support everything I've done 100%. You know what I mean? My sister's got new endeavors now, like buying and flipping properties, and like they're supporting that to the fullest. So it's just like, man, the support system, I just can't say it enough. It just makes things a lot easier when like the people that are closer to you, like, just help push you. You know what I mean? Help support you. They back you. They don't tell you your dreams are crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Get off of that. You're never gonna make that. La la. And don't get me wrong, I get that. But luckily, it's not in my like closest circle. It's in like the outskirts of people who just can't reach what I'm reaching. And the only reason that they're not is because they're just not doing it. Like, I'm not no different. You know what I mean? I'm not special. I'm just working.
Well, you said it best earlier. You aim at the moon. That way, your mission still be amongst the stars.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, and which you being amongst the stars, you still be hiding the people that's not in your inner circles.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Life is a remote control. What you put out is what comes right back to you. Channel 2. It comes back to channel 2.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's you got to like you said, you got the support system, you got the right mindset and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you want to loan me like $5,000 or something like that. I mean, you seem like you from my favorite nation, donation. I mean, I'll even do you like a bail bondsman. I'll take 10% of 5,000, which comes out to $499.99. That's my Florida math kicking in right quick. So
Hillsborough,
it's tax free.
Yeah. If you want to give me $49.99.99, I'll take that too, man. You know. We'll do this under the tables, tax free.
After he announced it on the radio.
Yeah. Straight up.
No, that's not me.
Let me incriminate myself.
That's DJ Spaceship's voice. Yeah. Anybody out there?
You're like Gregory M. Bowers.
You already got the wrong person. There's no M here.
Come on, man. See, look at that.
There's no M here.
You want to make sure.
I want everybody to know that you gave me that donation from my favorite nation.
Donation.
Spaceship, huh? No, that's not me. Yeah, that's how it works, man. You gonna give it to me?
Straight up, bro, man.
We'll talk later. We'll talk after the show.
Oh, okay.
Waves of the Bay, episode 11. That was Roberto Rivera of Animus Visual. One of them, hey, man, this dude is considered family as well, man. Like I said, I've known him the majority of the time I've been in Tampa. I've known him before everybody in this room. Easy.
That's crazy.
Years before anybody in this room. Like when I first got down here from Kansas, I met this cat. Schoolibration, I think, is when I met you, bro. That's a long time ago, man. But hey, I appreciate you always staying down, bro.
For sure,
like,
man.
And I don't expect anything else, man. It's a pleasure to actually bring your story to the airwaves at the same time.
I appreciate you having
and
me,
everything you're doing, man. Just you already know, like we're firmly, believers and supporters of you. But the work you're doing is magical, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Listen, I will not let the people down. I'm like going, as hard as I can. Ultimately, I like to see growth. And not just myself, but like whoever I help and whoever I'm around, you know what I mean? Because like everybody has their own dreams. Everybody has stuff they want to do.
Yeah.
So like if I could help you in some way, kind of like get a little further along towards your goal, then like I said, you know what I mean? Holler at me.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. Drop that social media info one more time.
Animus Visual, ANIMUS Visual, all together on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm on Twitter because I have to, but I don't actually go.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
This is Waves of the Bay, man. Once again, this is WMNF 88.5. We do this Saturday nights from 10 to midnight. The Saturday night shutdown is going to be following us up in just about half hour. We still have the Tampa Bay Watch to go. I'm going to play some promo real quick. We're going to get into the Bay Watch. We're going to go ahead and see y'all on the flip side, man, for sure. And you're getting lifted to the sounds of my DJ Spaceship. Go ahead and beam him up, boy. Let's get him.
Greetings and salutations from us to all the nations. We're about to get loose, strictly for entertainment. We're reppin' Tampa Bay, 10 toes down. It's Waves of the Bay. No, we ain't playing around. Saturdays from 10 to 12. Make sure you ride the wave. It's Tone Capone and DJ Spaceship on your airwaves. We're mixing interviews, R&B and hip hop. We're blasting off, and the top is just a pit stop.